I'll get us sort of situated. And, yeah. All right. Well. Let me... Hold on. First off, let me close Helldivers before my computer explodes, as much as I love this.
Yeah. I was just going to say, as soon as I close Helldivers, everything on my
everything's back to normal.
Fine now.
Bam, my model, full FPS. Let's go. Hell yeah, dude. Also, I think I added you on Steam. Oh, something went wrong with the game. Thanks for the PlayStation Studios error report. Yeah, sure. Good to know.
Here, whenever I do D&D talk, I actually, kind of to kick off the conversation, but not really. Whenever I do any writing at all for the campaign, or whenever I do like anything that has to do with D&D, always in the background I have Hollow Knight music going. It's just like it's such a fucking vibe. I love it.
Oh yeah, hold on. Let me just like get a little bit situated here, and then we can really like have a conversation. I'll have to like update the title and everything too. Hold on. Let me just quickly set up on my end here. Just so now I'm gonna have to figure out how to do like the string together thing real quick, just so I can bounce us back in, if you're cool with that.
Yes, I am. Yeah.
There we go. If I do that, and I do, where the hell is the button? Well, how's this work? Oh, is this?
Oh, I see it.
There we go. Okay, hopefully like that works. I think. Oh, I think it worked. Oh, I think I sent you an invite on that, or however this works. Yeah, there we go. Now we're both in here.
You see, I haven't done this before. Everybody always does it for me.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, same, dude. Bro, same, dude. All right, let me just quickly just do this. I also have to like add you as an individual source on my end here. From the Fugi Tech group, just so you're not like a quarter of the screen. Let me get some music in the background here. Don't mind me. Let me just change this to just chatting. I got you, man. Look, we're getting fancy. We're doing a live. There we go. Get that. Let me get some music playing in the background. You know what? We'll go with a classic album that I like. We'll just throw that in the background. Yeah, there we go. That'll be fine. And let me just switch our title, switch our stuff here.
What is Fugi Tech? I know what it does, but I've never used it. This is my first time hearing about it.
Yeah, so basically when we were on stream, for example, playing Helldivers, I pulled that up so it was able to show you guys while we're hanging out here talking and playing Helldivers.
That is actually so cool. Okay. I need to figure out how to do that.
Nah, don't worry. I got you with it after.
Sweet.
Hell yeah, dude. And anyone who's just still hanging out here with us, I hope you guys are cool with just us hanging out and talking like tabletop stuff. So if you're a fan of that, you can probably expect us nerding out a little bit as we just go back and forth, because now now that we're not preoccupied shooting each other or, you know, other things, we can hang out and have a nice civil conversation, you could say.
Yeah, the adrenaline is down.
Oh
now.
yeah. Look,
I was
right.
Too scared. I couldn't even like form a full sentence because I was just like too focused on killing aliens. Now I feel much better.
Look, no, you're good. Hold on, I'm just gonna adjust this. Oh my god, put you like the full screen. Oh my god, I got you. I'll put you right over here. There we go. Okay, so now I actually update the screen. It uses Stim's freedom. I know, right? Okay, I think we're looking good on my end. Hopefully it's fine on your end. And let me just lower the music a little bit. It's a little loud, just so we can hang out and talk. So, I gotta ask you. So, Dan, what got you into D&D? Well, like, what got you into tabletop? I'm curious, because I always love asking people this question, because everyone's got, like, a really funny story how it happened. So, I'm very curious. How did you get into tabletop?
So, from what I remember, because like if I go back on like my Roll20 account, because that's the
hell yeah, dude, same here.
way that I play. If I were to go in, I think I started around like 2013. it was like almost it was like a struggle to try to get my friends to play with me, but a lot of it came from like seeing clips and stuff like that of like Critical Role. I feel like everybody has some sort of like draw from Critical Role. They just like they're so fantastic.
Yeah.
But I remember watching some clips and like things got like really like cool and interesting and like super emotional and like real. And I was like, there's no way you can get like these kind of feelings from a game. So I did some like research on my own.
Also,
and I found Roll20 and I was like,
enable the shared chat again.
Say it again?
My bad. I just had to re-enable the shared chat. Okay, there we go. We're good. So so you got him with like Critical Role, seeing a lot of that. It's funny. Okay, so here's where I got to confess to you. I've actually never watched Critical Role. I'm familiar with the voice actors because of their roles in like shows, anime, and video games. But it's funny for me. I actually never ended up like really getting into it because for me, when I'm watching other people play like D&D, it kind of is a moment for me where I'm like, I'd rather just play the game. You know what I mean? But it ends up being more interesting in that regard because a lot of people I know got their start into D&D in different ways, but a lot more people that you would speak to nowadays, they're like, oh yeah, Critical Role got me in. Or maybe like Dimension 20, if you ever heard of that too.
I haven't. What is that?
It's another... sort of it's in a sense kind of like a Critical Role, but it's with a different cast of people, and I think it has like people from oh my god, do you remember College Humor?
Yes, I do. Actually.
It's I think it's a show on one of their channels, and it basically like helped them revive College Humor because it was so popular.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
It's all, hey, listen, it brings everybody together. Man. That's what it is.
It
invites new audiences.
Does.
That's great. That actually sounds really familiar. What is the name again?
It's Dimension 20. So, okay, now here's where I gotta tell you, it's really funny because now I have to ask an obvious question, and I'm sure you're gonna be upfront with me on this one. So, what version of D&D do you actually play? Because okay, yeah.
Okay. All right, no, go ahead, because there's something coming.
Okay, because I'm curious because I know a lot of people either play, I think it's 2024 edition, which is like the new one, or people play like 5e. I want to hear your answer first before I unleash my power level. So,
if 2024, oh my gosh, if 2024 edition is different than 5e, then I have never heard of 2024 edition.
It's basically the same. Don't worry about it. It's just like a rules update. It is. Yeah. Okay,
so perfect. I'm interested to see what rules that they did update. Did they make it like easier?
It's more okay. Yeah, it's interesting. So like they kind of smoothed out some of the rough edges. I know some people were, I guess, complaining about the differences. For me, I'm like, this is a completely new rule set to me, so I'm just like, okay, cool. It seems fine enough. I know, I'm very simple. To me, it seems like it's literally just 5e with maybe slight adjustments, but it's basically the same game, so you're good. I would say it's 5.5 if you want to be specific.
That sounds more. That sounds like what it's supposed to be called. So another thing that got me into D&D, and it's kind of like connects to the question that you just asked. So my uncle has been playing D&D since he was a teenager, and every now and then I'd go visit him. He lives all the way across the country, so like I would every couple of years I'd go try to visit him, and he ran me through like a mini campaign. I never heard of what D&D was, and he ran me through a campaign. Super short, super simple, but it was like actually so cool. And when I was playing, I was like, wait, I can do anything?
Yeah.
I can do whatever I want. And he was like, kind of, pretty much.
No, and I think that's like the best thing. Like hearing that is like the best moment ever, because I think everyone sort of has that moment where it clicks and you're like, wait, I can just do that?
Yeah, it's actually, it's very, I don't know. It really does separate like just like playing like video games from like really experiencing a game and like its world and everything. I don't know. I really don't know how to explain it, but it's like it's a whole different feeling when you actually get like so enamored and so into a campaign and like so connected to characters and stuff like that. It's not just a game at that point. It's a lot more than that.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with you there.
So you asked me how I got into D&D. you got to tell me about your journey here.
Okay, it's really, really funny, and you're gonna laugh at how silly this is. So, my first time playing tabletop was playing a Dark Heresy campaign for Warhammer 40k. At this point, I have never played anything 40k, read anything 40k. All I know is it's the grimdark horror sci-fi thing that everyone loves, and I'm like, my friends that it was around the time when the pandemic happened. My friend said, "Hey, we're playing some tabletop game. Do you want to join?" I'm like, I never played it, but I'll give it a shot. And they slammed down this this massive PDF that's like too many pages, and it's just okay. Warhammer seems complicated, so I built my character. We get in for the first session. First off, I have never roleplayed as a character before in this. I don't know the setting. I don't know the environment. All I know is grimdark. I made Doom Guy, bro.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
I made Doom Guy, and I was just like, I will complete the mission. And, well, first mission, I fired my gun once, and as rules as written for Warhammer 40k, okay, you fire your gun once. Your shot, okay, hold on, roll, check, okay. Your shot hits him in the arm. Oh, okay. His arm explodes. Oh, okay. Roll again? Where are you rolling? Okay, so he screams. The whole crowd around him is panicking. Okay, then what? Oh, someone knocks into you, and you drop an explosive round. And then it explodes. Oh, okay. So everyone explodes around you. That's great. Oh, the bone shrapnel gets into your face, and you're taking tons of damage. Oh, okay. So I'm on the floor. Okay, you're on the floor. Roll to see if your ammo explodes again. Oh, come on, bro. My whole ammo clip explodes.
Gotta be kidding me.
The whole alleyway explodes, and I'm just like, man, I really signed up to play this, didn't I, huh? And I almost died within the first session. That's okay. The other group of Space Marines didn't have it any better. They summoned the demon and they got eaten. So you know what? I think I got out the better end of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So after that, we only did one session of that, and then we just didn't play it again. And my friends were like, "Hey, we're actually running a D&D campaign. That might be something more your speed. Do you want to play that instead?" Because the guy who was running the Warhammer campaign, we ran it for a little bit, and then he moved on to the next thing. So they're like, one of my friends is like, "Hey, I actually run a D&D campaign. Do you want to try and play D&D with us?" And I'm like, "Sure." So how do we play? What is it? He goes, "We play 3-5." And I'm like, huh? I don't know what that means, but sure, I'll play it. D&D sounds like D&D, right? And lo and behold, I learned that my friends accidentally turned me into like a TTRPG boomer, because they had me playing D&D 3.5 and then Pathfinder. Meanwhile, everyone else had been playing 5e for like 10 years at this point. And I'm I'm in my 20s and I'm sitting here playing 3.5, and now every time I do a D&D stream and I talk about that I play 3.5, I have to preface with, no, I'm not 40. So there you go.
Dude, I don't know though, because like I've so my uncle, for instance, he also plays 3.5, but he, like, after like all the years went by, he ended up doing kind of like a homebrew system that goes off of 3.5. His name is John, and I'm actually named after him, by the way.
Nice.
My middle name, at least, so I'll just, there's a little lore. But
we have Dan Jonathan Gore. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. But he called it like John 0.0. I don't know.
That's great, dude. Stupid. That's so good. It's like, you sound stupid. What do you mean? That sounds amazing.
I think it sounds. I'm glad someone else feels the same way. That's good. Okay, great. But he what was I gonna say? One second. Yeah, so he never really he sent me a PDF file with like all the rules and like what his world had and everything. And dude, it was just stacked, like 40 plus years of writing in a single PDF, and I was just like, this is unbelievable. It's like so much different than the way that I played the game. But it's a lot more hardcore. It's really cool. 3.5 just in general is a lot more hardcore. It just seems like a little bit more real. It's just harder to learn.
It's funny that you bring that up, because this is something that I kind of like stress out when I'm talking about older editions. So to give some preference for me, I decided when I wanted to take a look at more like D&D stuff on stream, because I didn't really know how to sort of convey that. It's like, I like D&D and I wanted to show people more about it, or just, you know, maybe experience something new with it. So I tried to sit down and learn how to read the 5e books. I went through 5e's PHP, Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, and then the DMG. I took a look at Curse of Strahd, and then I did, I think, we took a look at like one other 5e thing, but for me it was like trying to learn something that everyone else had basically been playing. So it was me understanding, you know, the process. I made a campaign where I made a setting. I did a stream where we drew out a map and put that together using some tools, and it was very interesting. But the one thing I stress when it comes to like learning things, and especially that I sat here and I said, look, if I could sit down here and learn 5e from scratch, I go, look, people can take the effort to learn 3.5 on that, but I'm going to tell you in the nicest way, look, 3.5 looks intimidating, and it's because it has a lot of numbers, okay? And it's also not very well written, but don't worry about it. But that's the fun part, because you get to fill in the gaps there. And, well, it's if it's written ambiguously, the best thing I could say is you treat it like it's a Yu-Gi-Oh card, where you go, okay, well, what is it interpreting? You know what I mean? And you go from there. So when it comes to, it's more, I would say 3.5 gives you a lot more of the freedom to really make whatever type of character you want, because there's always a way to make some sort of character you want. Like a friend of mine, okay, I don't know, are you familiar with like JJK?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'm not too familiar, but it's do you remember the character that he's able to pull things out of the shadow? He was like one of the main characters, I think.
Pull things out of the shadow. Is it like Toji or something? Is that
Toji? I can't remember.
Megami?
Yes, that guy.
Yes.
So
okay.
A friend of mine wanted to try and make a character to play basically as him in a campaign, and I was like, okay, well, we can sit down and figure it out. Me and a couple of my friends basically asked him, hey, try to like write out a list of things that you want to do, and we can try to figure something out. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Christy. And essentially what we ended up doing was we found out a combination that worked. So he wanted to play as someone who can use magic, be a melee fighter, have a little bit of acrobatics, and then also summon creatures. So here's the compromise. I said, well, I'm the DM. Here's what we can do. You can play a Duskblade, so you're basically a Gish, so you're a hybrid. Get to use magic, get to use a melee weapon, and we can also give you summon monster spells. And with the summon monster spells, we can just flavor it that they're coming out looking like shadow creatures or ink or whatever you want. And then there you go. Like, there's always a way to sort of come up with some sort of mix or flavor of whatever you want. You just have to find the right book. And that's the best thing about it. 5e's got, like, in my opinion, it feels like 5e's book scope is kind of narrow, and you have to rely a lot on, like, third-party stuff, which is fine. But even when it comes to, like, official 3.5 content, there's hundreds of books you can look at. Or, like, whether it be official, unofficial, Dragon Magazine, or hell, did you know that there's an official Warcraft module? And, like, there's at least, like, 8 books for that, and I took a look at that as well.
Wait, a Warcraft? Really?
Mm-hmm. And it's official, licensed by Blizzard.
Oh, that's interesting. That actually sounds really cool.
Yeah.
So that's like one of my favorite things about D&D just in general is that like even in the books that you do buy from like Wizards of the Coast, it's like, hey, this is all up to your interpretation, buddy. You know what I mean? Like, listen, we're totally fine if you don't go like with everything that's written in the book.
Oh yeah.
And
that's
like first starting out as a DM, like it was really hard to like keep a campaign going while also giving the players the freedom that they deserve to play. Like it just makes sense. But unfortunately the books, or at least like the Wizards of the Coast books, is that like if you have them go off track a little bit, it's really hard to draw them back into the story, which at that point, once I figured that out, I was like, dude, this is our game. We can just anybody can do whatever as long as it's fair and it makes sense. And then like ever since then, that's kind of like how I've enjoyed to play, but you know, to an extent. Like for instance, there was a rule. I played a campaign with a couple of my friends for like a year straight. I mean, these characters were crazy. And right in the beginning of the campaign, the we got ourselves, like our characters got ourselves into a couple of scuffles that we probably shouldn't have, and we probably should have died. And at a certain point, the DM had given us so many free passes that we're just like, all right, like we get it, like thank you for saving us again, but like it's a little bit too much now. Like, let us die. I deserve that much. So it's fun to be able to kind of like make your own rule set and everything, but you gotta keep it within the realm of
like there needs to be consequences for the actions on that, and that's actually really interesting that you bring that up, because a lot of people, so when it comes to, I guess, well, modern D&D, well, this has always been kind of the case. You'll have like two different groups of people who usually, you'll have people that really prefer more of the role-playing elements in D&D, and the combat's sort of a second-place thing, or people who prefer the combat over. In my case, I kind of like to find a nice balance between both, because I do lean more towards the role-playing, because I think telling a story as a group is a lot more important, and it can be a lot more fun when you come up with like the right scenario, and you have the right players for it, and you guys can really come up with something really cool. You can cook up something great. But when it comes to the combat, it depends on your version of the game. Like, because I play mostly 3.5 and Pathfinder, combat can get a little bit complicated because sometimes the rulings aren't clear. You need to sit down and lay down the ground rules, or maybe certain builds or classes are a little bit busted, and you got to kind of work around that. But these are just some of the things, But it's funny though, that you brought that up. So, okay, I guess I will say you want some sort of consequence, because, okay, I think the best thing to say is when you're writing an encounter, remember, they want to win too, okay? It's fun to give a little bit of freebies every once in a while to the player, but remember, it's okay if you fail a mission. And it's funny because that happened in a campaign that I was playing recently where our team failed the mission. We couldn't actually accomplish the goal because one of our players decided to try to tap into the powers of this unknown relic, and it basically destroyed the whole place. And we were like, well, I guess the mission's a bust. We can't make any allies here, and we kind of destroyed their holy site. This is bad. We need to run. So, of course, that's a consequence of our action. And I think as the DM, you need to make sure that you put just enough of that, because, if the players are running around in a world where there's no consequence, you may as well be playing Skyrim. You know what I mean?
Very true. Very true. 100%. Yeah. I think so. It's funny that you'd mentioned that too, because I also have a story.
Go for it. Tell me. I'm all for it.
It's a short one. So in the last campaign that I played as a player, I was a paladin of some sort with multi-class, whatever. And there was someone that we were playing with. I can't remember exactly what class they were playing or what their personality was or whatever. I just know that he was like a wandering dude. And so basically, like we stumble across. We're like level 8 or 9 by this point. It's been so long we've been playing this campaign, and at this point, we're all just like, okay, it's time to kill the campaign, but like let's do it right. Yeah. Right before we're able to kind of like finish the campaign, there was this sort of like this demon or something that like wanted to make a deal with one of us or whatever.
I can already see where this is going, and I'm like kind of loving it.
It's so like me and this other player character, we kind of like had formed this relationship where we were just always poking fun at each other because like we both did some pretty fucked up shit to each other. So it's just at this point, it's just like, we've been through it all. Like, what could possibly happen? So I ended up making a deal with some sort of entity. I don't think it was a demon or anything that came from the whatever the hells or what, I don't know. But I did, well, one, I was not a paladin after that because I did make a deal with something.
That would definitely be an oath break right there. That's for sure.
And two, I made a deal and I remember getting something, but like it was something so small. I think I asked for like a sandwich or something. It was so stupid.
Wow, you scammed yourself.
And he was like, okay, what is the price? And the price was like, he was like, yo, I want you to go get that guy's ass. Like, go get him. And I was just like, because this dude, at this point, he was so overpowered. Like, he was cracked. His character was insane. And, like, all the magic items and everything, it was like nothing could touch him. And then this was all like behind closed doors. This was in DMs. That whole conversation happened, and we ended up like playing the week after, and fucking Demon like tears him to shreds. And I was like, oh.
It's like, man, I hope that sandwich was worth it.
Oh, fuck. I was like, I didn't think it would happen like this.
Oh my gosh. That's great.
I felt so bad. And like, even like him as a player, like he didn't really care too much, but his character was pissed. And I was shit. So I think our characters duked it out or whatever. I can't remember exactly what happened, but basically that was the end of that campaign.
No, that's great. That's so funny that's how that ended. Look, I gotta say kudos to you, because sometimes a lot of people's campaigns don't end. You'll either end up on a hiatus or we dropped it. That happens.
Oh yeah. So it got to a point where we had like our character. This is why another reason why I love D&D so much. It's like you get so invested into your own character. You get so invested into even to the NPCs that you travel with or whatever it is, and like you. Weirdly enough, you want the best for everybody if you're a good character. You know what I mean?
No, I completely get that.
And at a certain point in that campaign, I was just like, man, we've been doing a whole lot of bad shit. Like, we've been doing a whole, like, depending on how you look at it, of course, but we were just doing a whole lot of bad shit. Like, let's just live our life. Let's call it quits here, boys. Like we've done good.
Let's wrap up
and
this
we
cast.
did, and it was great.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
Yeah. No, and it's funny that you bring that up, because it's very interesting, because a conversation that I've sort of had a bit back and forth, or actually, hold on, before I get into this topic, just to bounce an idea, because I am keeping an eye on chat here. An exploration is forgotten because the rules made it feel like an afterthought. That is true. Exploration, I do feel, is a very important part of your campaign, and especially if you're the DM, you want to make sure that it's fun. You know, you want to make sure that the players are not just always going from bit to bit. Like, I think if you've ever played like Vampire the Masquerade, you might they use the term scenes. So it'll be like you'll go from one scene to the next of the players enter the vicinity, or something comes up. How do the players react? And then you would go based off of that. So that is one thing that I would say is very interesting. Outside of that, I guess bouncing back to where I was saying before, yeah, so one conversation that we've kind of had a little bit back and forth here whenever we're talking D&D on my stream is the concept of like evil characters or evil player characters. And it's always a very tricky line, and one thing that I always tell everyone is you can play an evil character. The problem is, don't be evil stupid, okay? A lot of people will say, you know, oh, I want to play a chaotic evil character. You can play a chaotic evil character, but you can play it and not be an obnoxious player. The main point is, if you're going to play an evil character, you can be evil, but, and I mean a big but, you want to make sure that you're not disrupting the gameplay. And guess what? If you're going to be evil, talk to your DM, because guess what? Your DM will almost certainly find a way to back you up, let you do something evil, and make it so more people are going to want to find out what's going on, or you may have some party conflict. Now, of course, I don't encourage PvP in a D&D table because it's bad, but you know what I mean? Vice, can I fireball in the orphanage? No, you cannot. Unless we want to say, hey, the orphanage suddenly burst into flames. Something must have happened. And then you just, maybe be the one walking out of there, and they don't know. It would lead for an interesting mystery for the party to solve.
That's a good point, man, actually.
There's always a way to spin it around in a way that you can make it work. And if there isn't, then we can start talking like bigger schemes, bigger ways to like fix it up, because there's always a way. Watch out, orphans. Yep.
It's. I mean, like, yeah. I feel like doing like an evil action in any campaign that isn't like charged by something or isn't backed by something, especially like in your backstory.
Oh yeah.
Like if you're just doing something to be evil, then you have to be able to take the consequences.
Oh,
that
absolutely.
character, if that character dies, like, hey, listen, that was on you, buddy.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And especially like if you're making a character level 1 or anywhere, level 1 to level 3, like there are so many strong things in this world that will try to find you if you are evil. Like, you're not the only one here, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So, and to kind of like give an example, in that same campaign that I was talking about before, and this is a good example of an evil character, we had somebody that had a background that was really just stemmed with like, just like a whole lot of terrible stuff. And in game, this specific person was actually like, he held a grudge against almost like an entire like race of people, just because of like some super serious trauma.
Okay.
And when we had first heard that, we're like, don't be a pussy. Like, come on, be cool about it. Like, let's go. Yeah. Come on. We got a whole campaign to play.
Oh, yeah. And it's like, I could understand, like, okay, I can, even using that as an example, it's like, sure, that can be something like maybe they've got a grudge against, I don't know, tieflings or something. You know what I mean? It would be interesting to sort of see how that could be. You could say that could be a trait about them, and it could be something to do with maybe their backstory. Maybe their village was burned down by a tiefling marauding gang or something. You know what I mean? So it could be very
exactly what it was.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
It wasn't tieflings, but close enough.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? That leads to a lot more interesting result where you can have a campaign where it's either, you could say it could be a story about redemption for them to sort of understand and get used to that, or it could be them sort of confronting that group that wronged them and then understanding that maybe, you know, it's not obviously every single tiefling, you know what I mean? It could just be, you've got a thing against the marauders or something like that. So there's always ways you can sort of spin it in another way, because, you know, just having someone who's got blind hatred can be an interesting plot point, but again, you don't want to let it hinder the whole campaign. You can just have that be something more subtle in the back of their character's mind, because if they make it a more active thing, it can actively harm the campaign. But again, that's where you as the DM have to make a judgment call of like, are you laying it on a bit too thick, or is there something going on? Like maybe we need to switch things up here or back it up. Like we can work these out. And I guess like, I guess here's my other question for you. So how did you get into DMing?
So, okay, fantastic question. I honestly, we always played with when we first started playing for probably like the first 3 years or something of playing. We always had one DM, and it was mainly because like the dude just had a really good voice. Like he could make any kind of, you know, character, make any kind of voice, and everything was like, it felt really cool to like actually role play with somebody that could sound like their experience with role playing. But after so long, you know, it was just too much. So what ended up happening was that campaign after a while got dropped. Someone else tried DMing. It didn't really work out for them. I had interest in DMing, but never really had any practice or anything. And then eventually I had just made up a super quick campaign. Funnily enough, at the time is when I first started really getting into art too. So what I had done is on Roll20, I basically like, not on Roll20, I had imported a bunch of like pre-made assets from me into Roll20 and kind of built this world. It was almost like a driving factor to make me want to DM, because I was able to set up a bunch of encounters visually for people to enjoy. And that kind of like, that was like a big driving factor. It was like, oh my God, I just made like a mind flayer, you know, system like underground, like from scratch. And it felt so cool to do that. It was really, really cool. After that though, I mean, like it wasn't really like much of a burnout. It was more just like, I was having a hard time keeping players interested. So at that point, that's why I took a step back and I started writing. You know, I took a little bit more time to actually like write stuff. Because the story element is a little bit more important than just the visuals. Actually, it's a lot more important.
No, and it's funny that you bring that up, because you're right. When it comes to sitting down and like, say you're going to DM your first campaign, it's funny. What got me into DMing was okay, you're going to laugh at me because I'm like a turbo nerd when it comes to this. So I ended up binge watching tons of like Matthew Colville's videos where it's running the game. And in that series, it's like over 100 episodes of teaching you how to be a DM, from understanding the tools you have, understanding maybe making a dungeon or a map. Yeah, no problem. Have a good one, Corner of the Cob. From understanding a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're good.
Sorry.
Look, it's all right. I got the shared tab. Like, I got you too. Don't worry.
Thanks.
Oh man. But it ended up sort of making me want to try and DM, from learning like how do you DM, because I thought about it and I was like, well, I see my friends doing it and they're able to tell like really awesome stories and it's fun. Like the world that they build feels great. I really appreciate the amount of effort that they put into it, where unlike how like a lot of other people do their role playing, whether it be in voice call or everything. For me and my friends, we use text chat primarily whenever we're doing our Roll20 campaigns, and it's kind of fun because nowadays, like, we can open up our old campaigns and read through the whole story, and you'll see everyone's actions, everyone's sort of dialogue back and forth between NPCs. It also lets for room for players to sort of talk back and forth with each other, and it's cool because it's fun because it reads out like a light novel or like a little book of what happened, and that was sort of what got me motivated in, because prior to that, in college, I used to write like a bunch of short stories, a bunch of poetry, and I enjoyed it. So I was like, you know what? Let me give it a crack. And that's also where you learn rule number 1 of DMing. Don't write a story that has definitive beats that need to be hit. You want to write a loose story where you have sort of gaps in between different events, where you can leave it so the players can sort of shape and fold what's going to happen. Then how would such and such react, and then from there you can sort of see where to go. It also depends on, like, is this a sandbox campaign? Is this a bit of a linear campaign where events will proceed in a certain way, but it's how the players react and get these things to happen? You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like reading off of script too much is definitely
that's the cardinal sin number 1.
Yeah, it never works out. Like like I mentioned before, it's kind of hard to keep players like, especially with like book campaigns. It's really hard to keep players interested while you're trying to, like, I mean, I get like trying to keep them on track and trying to like oh wait, hey, since you have... Oh, this is yours. My bad.
No, you're good. No, you're good. After you got it, you can say it.
Oh, wait. Okay. Hey, since you have that, good talk. Good talk. Saved. In a video series, that would actually be awesome.
Yeah, I would actually be interested in doing something like that. I think I spoke about it one time with one of my friends who's in the campaigns, and he thought about it as well. And, I think that could be something fun that maybe I would talk to them and see, would you guys be interested if maybe as like a creative project, we could try something like that? Or maybe either taking up one of our old campaigns, or hell, maybe even a new campaign with some friends. And, I mentioned before, I'd be totally down to do like a stream campaign. I know a couple of people who may or may not be interested. So
oh my gosh. Yeah. You came to the right place, buddy. All right.
Yeah.
I would kill to be in a campaign. I haven't played in so long. I've been itching like crazy. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's like as I was saying before, it's like it's almost never a good idea. Well, like you said, it's a cardinal sin. But like, especially with like the book campaigns, it's really hard to tie players back into the already written story. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is sick. My cat just unplugged my monitors.
Oh,
amazing.
no. That is no, not the blind art stream. Oh no.
Gosh.
Oh,
okay,
man.
We're good. Which is why I've always found that, like, as soon as I come to the realization that the books are kind of like, hey, up to my interpretation, then it gets way more lax for me, because I'm a lot less stressed about bringing people back into the story. Mm-hmm. But also, it just makes stuff more fun to have like players act. But you also have to be able to have like the cojones as a DM to be like, okay, since you want to do this, we have to take a break tonight. I have to write a little bit more and set this up because we don't have we don't have it.
No, and it's okay. Another thing that you said.
One second.
Yeah,
no
problem. No problem.
Dizzy just redeemed a 10-minute speed model. Dizzy, what are we doing?
Yo,
I can do this while we chat. I got no problem.
All right, no problem. You got this.
Let's see. Oh, yeah. What were you gonna say?
I was going to say it's a really good thing that you brought that up when it comes to sometimes needing to take the step back and tell people, hey, one thing you need to really know is we don't have this content planned, and it's a very important thing that you bring that up. Also, hi Dizzy, how you doing? No, it's a really good thing that you bring that up, because that's one thing that we as a group have sort of had to figure out whenever we're DMing. We need to sit down with our players and say, okay, to give you an example, in the last campaign I played, we had a mission board where we were able to sort of pick and choose what task we were going to do. And then from there, the DM says, okay, now you guys will have downtime actions, and I'm going to basically build out that set. So it would be, example, let's go explore the ruins. That was our last mission that we picked. He basically prepared the whole dungeon and everything else that's going to happen. So eventually when we get back in, we just, boom, we go right into that. So that's one thing. Preparation is always very important. I would say don't over prepare. I mean, it helps, but you don't have to. Don't go crazy. Just prepare enough so you have the content for the night.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. That's why, like, when I went back to writing my campaign, I kind of had to think about it like that. It was more important to me to just write more, like, backstory more than anything, world building more than like actual, like, what's going on as soon as the character spawns in, or what's going to happen 3 or 4 encounters, you know, from then. Because knowing, I mean, all D&D players. That's those at least half of those encounters are not going to happen. Like, it's almost never worth preparing that much. But
Oh yeah. No, absolutely right on that, because that is the case. Like I said, in the case of like one, you don't want to over prepare. It's also a case of you, how do I say it? Always expect the unexpected, I guess, because your players are always going to find a way to either get around an encounter, maybe they're going to muscle their way into something, or, you know, do something cool, you know what I mean? So you always need to give yourself a little bit of room for that, and room for the players to sort of experiment as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I honestly, I haven't, like, I've been pretty lucky with the DMs that I have, where I've had in the past, where they have like prepared enough where that, like, either they prepared enough, or they were just so good, like, because we'd also play like honestly, it would be like 8-hour sessions every single week. It would just be like,
same.
So
been there,
yeah, right? It's so hard to pull yourself out of there.
Oh yeah,
it's like, dude, I remember we played every Wednesday. It was the only day we all had free, and it was like we would just be looking forward to it. I mean, I remember telling everybody, "Hey, listen, Wednesday is D&D night, bro. Like, I can't do anything that night. All right, I've been looking forward to this all week." But I never really knew if it was just like really good planning from the past DM, or if it was just like they were really good on the whim, like super good at setting stuff up really quickly. But it was great. Like, it was like every encounter that we had, like, felt like it meant something, and I feel like that was by design. Like, as long as he had the overarching story in the back of his head, then, like, whatever happened in that particular moment where we made that decision doesn't necessarily happen. It's like what we're going to be. I don't know. It's just like, as long as the story at the end kind of like connects, then everything is okay. You just have to find a way to bring it back as a DM.
Oh, yeah. And that's usually like, whether it be NPCs that the players get to meet, or, you know, the plot that can either somehow find a way to loop itself into, you know, being something like that. Yeah, there's a lot of creative ways you can go about it, and definitely I feel that. Like, man, dude, there's so much fun stuff that we can like go back and forth on with that, because I really appreciate, like, okay, now I guess for me, I actually really like it a lot when my players give me a long backstory. Now, I know Cardinal sin on this as the DM, because sometimes, guys, I don't need to read 3 pages or 6 pages of backstory, but I'm going to be honest with you, sometimes it can be fun. Like, especially like, if we're making a more roleplay heavy campaign that involves maybe different nations and kingdoms, and I see your message in chat, Kruznik, about spider milk, and we're not talking about that. about I'm interested in you giving me more of a backstory because I appreciate that it lets me know that one, you're interested in the content that we've got. Okay, like if I'm running a campaign and you give me a backstory that's very lived in, that means that you care enough that you want to sort of create more lore for the world, and that works because guess what, as a DM I look at that and I'm like, that's content for the campaign. Like I'll see that and it's like, I think okay, in the most recent campaign I did, my friend likes us writing a lot of backstory. So for me, what I ended up writing was, in my backstory, I wrote up like a whole new faction into the setting, and it was like a household of nobles who can use their powers to sort of speak with ghosts. And that ended up creating a whole new faction for him to play around with and sort of inserting in different things. Like now there's like larger haunted spirits that would be roaming the land, and that would be in charge of my character to sort of deal with, or they're hunting us, or it could be something like another member of my character's family, whether it be his brother or his sister, who are also involved in sort of dealing with rogue spirits and stuff. They would end up sort of popping in or something like that. So it's interesting. You see what I mean? All these little things can sort of come together to help add other layers to more stories. And I know you mentioned about playing modules and stuff. I'm kind of curious on that because, I'll be honest, me personally, I haven't ran a module before, but it's something that at some point I'd be interested in trying.
Yeah, I mean, so that's a really smart way. First point, it's a really smart way to build a character, and especially their backstory. Keep it like vague enough where the DM can actually work with it. I think that's super important for a backstory. And then also, I mean, yeah, like you built out something good enough where that like your character actually has some sort of like, well, like reason to live other than just living to the next day.
Yep, pretty much. Yep.
But like, oh man, I love it when I'm the same way too, where it's like a backstory is like really important for a character. So I'm happy that you get to work with a DM that does the same thing. But it's so much fun to be able to be a player character and then actually have something that like you've poured at least a couple hours into, or like an hour of thought, an hour worth of writing. Into a backstory and actually see it unfold right in front of you. Exactly. Like, oh my gosh, we made it. Like it's really happening. And quick story.
Go for it. Tell me.
Oh my god, huge follow. Hawkins 4K. Thank you
let's
so much
go.
For the follow. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yippee! Yay! Hooray! Woohoo!
Let's go.
Yeah! Yeah. Thank you, Hawkins. I appreciate it. But oh, I got another follow too. Holy shit! Wait, 1 second. Okay.
Yep. Let's go.
Blood Krusnik.
Yep, Krusnik.
Is that how you say it?
Yep.
Krusnik. Blood Krusnik. Yes, yippee! Woohoo!
Let's go.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the follow. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Oh fuck. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say. Okay, we were talking about backstories.
Let's go stream hype.
I said quick story. Yeah, super. I mean, I always get really hyped.
Hell yeah, dude!
Crazy for follows, man.
Let's go, dude.
So, I mean, I had something in mind, but it kind of slipped my mind. It's the past couple of characters that I have played. I have like without even being asked to write like a large campaign. I had written like a really good backstory, or at least I think it's a really good backstory. It unfolded really nicely into the actual campaign itself, which made me very happy, and it like gives me a bunch of, I don't even know, it just makes me feel a little bit more interested. It makes me feel a little bit more alive. But so something funny, I had actually made it a part of my backstory that like I was such like a zealous like paladin, like I was almost crazed by my god, to the point where like I would do anything, which I mean any paladin would. You gotta do anything for your god. But it got to the point where like every time that I had like I was about to like go into battle, I had written out like
like a speech and
like
everything.
Scripted, yes, like a speech. Yes, yeah. I had written out a speech every time, and most of them took like. I would be like, okay, guys, hopefully you're okay to sit for this for a second, because I would just like scream into my mic for a minute straight,
Oh,
with like this most badass battle speech. I was like, fuck, everybody was like, fuck yeah.
That's great. So cool. I love it.
And it finally got to the point where like my part of the story was like concluded or concluding. And oh man, it was like at that point my character finally had technically gotten what he wanted. But but I don't know. It's like I try to put myself in this character's shoes. And I'm like if I had killed somebody that I had set out to kill my entire life, I had been holding this grudge forever. Like, would that really killing them? Would that really like settle me? No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. Of course, it wouldn't. I've been living with this trauma for years. Like, it shaped the person that I am right now. It's like no way. So it kind of like after like a short character transformation, like a couple of days of just like my character sitting back and coming to the realization that like, okay, maybe this guy, he was terrible, but like maybe he wasn't the issue like all along. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so, I know it was a bit of a tangent, but it just kind of made me it reminded me of that.
Yeah.
So cool. It's so cool.
And I like that. If anything, that shows a sign of character growth, because your character sort of did that whole oath of vengeance, but then they realized it's not just that. Like, that'd be like what's it called? Oh my goodness. It'd be like, say, for example, there was someone that's just going around and, I don't know, kidnapping dogs or something. It's like you stop the kidnapper, but it doesn't mean you stop the whole ring of people kidnapping dogs. You know what I mean? So, no, I completely get that. And it's interesting because you sort of, your character, it's no longer a sole vow of vengeance, and it becomes more of a creed. And I think that shows a lot because you thought that through for that character, and you decided to sort of expand on that. And you really made this character come to life in that way. And I think that's a great job. Good job, man.
Yeah, thank you. He's one of the few characters that I had really I was really proud of. But Blood Kruznik said something. He said he did the same thing. He has a necromancer that has his main undead in full sets of armor and cast and spell casts on them. Wait, I'm so far away from my monitor.
Oh, you're good.
When he would start the creed of his order, his zombies' armor would join in unison. That's badass.
That's so cool.
That is so cool.
That is such a cool thing. Look, it's funny. Like, all right, I guess a little spoiler for something I was thinking about. I was thinking about at some point trying to run a Curse of Strahd campaign, but like, okay, part of me is like, I want to run a Curse of Strahd campaign because it is like the 5e module that like everyone has played before. And it looks interesting. It's just, for me, my problem is I feel like I need to work my way up to running a Curse of Strahd game because there's a lot of pieces to it. There's a lot of like organizing with players because you want to make sure they'll be feeling motivated to try and go through the whole run of it. Let's see. Oh, did you ever tell you? Oh no, I didn't know your Curse of Strahd game died. Oh no. But you see what I mean? It's like, it's definitely like a module that people have done, and it's something that like I guess I wanted to try out because I never really got to try it.
So I've ran Curse of Strahd multiple times, and not me myself. I haven't DM'd it, but I've played in Curse of Strahd a couple of times, and every single time I feel like the rules that they had added.
Is it the curse of Strahd that it can never be finished?
Of course.
Yep.
Yes, yeah. So like the rules that they have added, like I get it, man. Like it makes it like hardcore. It makes it like when you do actually finish the campaign, it's like something to be proud of. But that needs to be reworked, man. It like at least for me, like Sleeplessly said that it needs to be. It isn't for everyone. I completely agree.
Yeah. Let's see, trying to get the horror elements is what is the difficult part. That is also true. Well, I do have the one horror-ish campaign I wrote, and I could talk about that, but sorry, go ahead, you first.
No, you're go on, because I'd love to hear about that.
Okay. So the one horror campaign I wrote up, originally it was supposed to be ran around Halloween, but we ended up running it like late November because I was running late with a bunch of stuff. So it was a horror-themed campaign in the sense of the characters return to, this was with some returning characters from the first campaign I played in, which I guess a little context on that was, the first campaign I played in was a like Magic Academy campaign, and my character was a student there. All the other player characters had their characters as well, obviously. And what it was was the campaign I wrote would take place sometime in the future, so the characters would have grown up and at this point be off doing adventure things. So in this case, my character wrote a letter to the other returning characters from that campaign saying, hey, there's something going on in this village where I grew up. I went to investigate it. It's been some time. So there's like a follow-up letter that was sent to them saying, I think I might need some extra help. If you don't hear back from me soon, please come and help me. And for the new players, because how I actually had this campaign set up was we had some returning players and then some people who were just new to D&D, or in this case, just tabletop in general. We were playing Pathfinder 1. And it was very interesting because for their end, so like I want to say 3 of the players had their plot hook, which was a mysterious letter from an old friend. Now for the new players, these guys were new adventurers who had recently stayed in the village and had been helping out dealing with bandits, and they started noticing that something has been going on. They had started investigating, and for them, I wrote a handout involving them sort of asking around and learning about an old wives' tale where the whole running theme of the campaign was there was an underlying theme of the elves versus the humans, as well as an underlying theme of love, where it was a story about a human guard who fell in love with an elf ranger, and it ends up with them falling in love. He wanted to go and marry her, but on his way to go and propose to her, the elves had killed him. Then in turn, the her father, who was upset that she had ran out into the woods to try and find her lover, ends up getting her killed as well, and it sort of becomes this tragic tale. And that was sort of like the thing that started the whole beginning of a curse, and it led to like a lot of undead fae and fae zombies, and sort of a curse that started branding the people of the village, where after some time, if they weren't sort of dispelled, or if anything could not be treated to help them, they would slowly turn into wood and turn into like a wickerman, and things like that. And as the players continue going through the forest to like try and solve things, they were going around and seeing a lot of like villagers who had been kidnapped, and the curse had been put on them by the cult and all of these other things. Also, hey, what's up, universe? Sorry, I'm kind of yapping. Oh my god, bro, is that duck licking feet, bro?
That is
ain't no way. All right, that caught me off guard.
Kind of pulled you out of it, huh?
Yeah, a little bit. You got me with that one. Thank you, universe.
By design. That is such a. So I've had a quick question, because I hear like when you're talking about a bunch of different campaigns that like the setting is always like pretty different. Yeah. So obviously for like 5e, the target audience is for someone who wants to play in like
Forgotten Realms and Faerun, right?
Exactly, yeah. So when you're playing Pathfinder, is it something similar, or do you kind of have like the freedom of kind of doing whatever you want?
So
I guess you can do that with 5e as well. But still.
It's definitely that case. So the way when oh my god. Gosh. So you guys are killing me with the emotes. So with my campaign, me and my friends, we sort of just took the world that they built their first campaign in, and then just kept on going further and further into it. And in that regard, it's like we've got a whole bunch of campaigns that take place within that same world, either at different time periods or just sort of different things. Also, thank you for the follow, universe. I appreciate it. And we just kind of built off of that. But if you're looking to understand a bit of Pathfinder lore, there's I think it's the world Galorian or something. I can't remember the name specifically, but it does have its own world. It's funny. I feel like I know the gods in Pathfinder more than I know the gods in 3.5 or D&D, because I'll be honest, let's be real here for a second. The gods in like D&D are kind of just stolen like pantheon gods from wherever. So
the gods don't really, at least in my opinion, the gods kind of don't matter.
Yeah, they feel a little generic, I'm gonna be honest. Although there are some that are good. Yeah.
Yeah, true. You're right.
Green lady, girl. Yeah, there you go.
I've seen pretty much like every paladin, cleric, or anybody that would any player character that would need a god for a campaign. Anytime we've ever done that, it's always some sort of like homebrew gods and bonuses that you get from those gods, because I don't know, the gods that they already have set up for 5e, it just kind of seems a little one played out, not really like useful in any way, and like there's no way to really like connect. It kind of just feels weird. So I have a better time like either writing out, my own set of gods, or having, whoever my DM is write out their own set of gods, and then I'll just like choose one of theirs. Plus it kind of plays into their story a little bit more if they have like this large, overarching, story that's going on between the battle of the gods, and it's like creating some sort of disturbance, and it's like it helps them to keep track of everything. I like it better that way.
No, and I think that's a good way to go about it too. It's like, I do like that if you are stuck and you don't know, you can either just grab what's in the books, or you can also just write your own. And I think writing your own is the best way to go. Yeah, like I see both like Kruznik and Universe, you guys have written up a bunch of stuff. Yeah, and that's, in my opinion, I think that's a better way to go, because it makes it feel more personal. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Where my problem when it comes to like, let me look in a book and pull up whatever random D&D god is, there's too many deities. And it's like, the problem is also the gods are very specific to the realms and worlds, because like, gods in Eberron are slightly different from gods in English is hard, or Dragonlance. Look, see, exactly. Yeah, there you go. Damn, Universe, you know a lot. Let's go. But like, you see what I mean. There's a lot of like differences, and at least I feel like when it comes to D&D, they're very specific to what plane, what world, because Faerun and Eberron and all these other settings, Sigil, they're all different. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like, if you're going to be doing a homebrew campaign, like in your instance, where you're kind of like in the same world, it's so much easier for a DM to kind of like keep track of all those gods and like what they are doing at the moment, if they are doing anything, or like what bonuses each one gives. Because when you start changing it up too much like that, you're already focusing on so much that's going on at the table. Why add on more and more and more things to keep track of? It just doesn't it doesn't really, for me as a player, it wouldn't add much, and as a DM it would just make things more confusing.
No, absolutely. And like, even in that same vein of how you mentioned it, it's like, look, if you want to be granular and DM, top 5 tips that your DM will never tell you. Look, when I'm lazy, we'll roll a random god name. We can figure that out. We can either handcraft or write a story for it. But it's like, when it comes to what type of god this is, like for playability for the players, look, I will look at a list of them, and then okay, is this going to be a travel domain? Is this going to be such and such domain? So, because it's one thing to write the lore for it, but then you also have to think playability for player, like, if they're a cleric, if they're a paladin, what is the actual benefits they're going to get? You could either write up a custom list, or I would say look at a god that provides a toolkit, and then from there you can sort of work around that. Like, I will say, okay, look, all right, a power gamer move here. I'm going to tell you what. Good old travel domain. Why is travel domain OP in Pathfinder 1? Because you get, I think it's your move action turns into Dimension Door. And that's so broken. It's like, there's a reason why so few gods have travel domain, or like, you just get a lot of dimensional door spells. You get like mass dimension door or something where it's like, you get like a ton of things you can mess with. And it's like, okay, that's a little bit too good. So that's also another thing. I guess this is, talking about a little bit about house rules, like house rules in regards to like the stuff that I do versus like stuff that, other people do. Like, for example, there are some times where it's like, do you want to kneecap certain spells? Look, fly is a very good spell, but at the same time, I will always give people a preface. You can use these spells because they are good, but at the caveat of, please do not try to completely destroy the balance of the game, because if everyone's going to be flying like 30 feet up in the air all the time, sure as hell I'm going to need to tweak the encounters, and you're not going to like it when I tweak the encounters to you flying 30 feet in the air all the time.
That's when someone pulls out a ballista that was covered by a freaking booby trap or something.
Oh,
and just shoots
yeah.
at this guy.
Let's see, exactly. You see what I mean?
All
Where
right,
it's like,
buddy, you're doing too much now.
Yeah, and it's like that's unfortunately always kind of the case that does end up happening sometimes, where you have to find a middle ground where it's like what's okay, what's not okay, or like what's enough, or are we getting to a point where this is too much? You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
And I feel like it's obviously it's important to build encounters around like the type of players that you have.
Yeah,
To make
absolutely.
one fun but also fair at the same time.
Mhm.
One thing that like I feel like a lot of or at least like a lot of the campaigns that I had played, not enough like big bosses or big bads or even like mini bads or whatever you want to call them.
Mhm.
Wait, I got a dumb question for you. What IRL weapon would you put in D&D setting that would seem like it would fit? Oh,
That's a good question.
an IRL weapon I would put in a D&D setting. That is an amazing question. I am going to have to think about that.
Look, it's a very
actually
difficult
don't-
question.
If you had to answer that, what would you say?
I think, okay, because I'm basic and I like Dark Souls, I said, yo, give me this Y-hander, bro. I'll put that in there.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Fine,
I was
that's fine.
like, hell yeah. And I mean, you really can put anything. That's true.
That is so. Technically, yeah, you can. Put it.
Also, hey,
It's
what's
like,
up, Mizzy?
it's like,
Or
oh,
Missouri.
yeah, it
My
is.
bad.
Oh
Sorry.
my gosh, it is Mizzy. Dizzy the Clown One Piece? What? Dizzy the Clown One Piece? Wait, what? What you talking about?
You put them
What you talking about?
a railgun, dude.
Fucking
Not the peasant
railgun. Hell
railgun.
yeah.
No, not the meme. Dude. Don't think a
What's
railgun
like-
would fit, unless it's like a
There's-
super magic one.
There's this is gonna sound really dumb, and I'm gonna sound stupid
go
for not
for it,
knowing
hit me.
what it is. But oh, it does say Dizzy on the screen. Yeah, because Dizzy redeemed a speed model, but then she pieced out. I'm sitting here. I'm sitting here waiting for her to tell me what it is. I didn't. I'm stuck here. I'm stun locked until she tells me what I got to do. What's in Israel? They have like this one military thing right now where it's like it shoots missiles out of the sky. What the fuck is that thing called? It's so cool.
I don't know. It's like an
that,
anti-air thing. I don't know. I mean, now I'm thinking about that. Now I'm thinking about it. I'm imagining like a wizard tower that's firing like arcane like artillery out the top.
Fuck yeah, dude, that'd be awesome. The Iron Dome. That's what it is. Yes, that's the Iron Dome. Dude, I would 100% put one of those in there, man. Are you kidding me?
My man said, give me the anti-air turret.
Hell yeah. Just not even like...
Look, now they're not going to get to my mineral line.
But like in like D&D, like what air enemies are there? I mean, fucking what? There's like a dragon. I mean, I guess there's a couple, but like nothing that you really need a freaking missile system for. But still, I just think it'd be so cool.
No, and okay, actually, it's funny. So speaking of dragons, have you ever fought a dragon in a tabletop setting? I know, very funny question to ask because it's in the name of the game, Dungeons and Dragons. But we always go to the dungeon, but there's never a dragon.
Dude, that is a great question, and the short answer is yes, I have.
Ooh, okay.
And it never goes well. Goes well.
I can imagine because like it's funny. Me and my friend sat down and had a logistics talk about this one night because we were curious because we're like, how come none of us have ever ran a dragon in our campaigns? And the main reason why is what's there to say? Why would the dragon ever go down to the ground, bro? Why would I ever do like outside of strafing runs on you? Why would I ever put my feet on the ground, bro? And I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, you know what? Fair point. That's also the truth of why it's like, okay, dragons are kind of OP because, yeah, you think about it that way. Like the dragon would in no way ever come down. See these nuts? Damn. Can't believe
I had to mute real quick so I can tell her off. That's terrible. You're awful.
Yep. And dragons can just kill everyone. Exactly. That and also, okay, the real truth here is dragons can be kind of difficult to run, mostly because not only are they large creatures, you need to make sure you have a lot of space for it, and they're extremely high CR. They're very high level, and I always tell people I go CR is a myth, but I mean that in the nicest way because when I say CR is a myth, I mean it in a sense of, well, it is a myth because When you look in the monster manual, sometimes recommended CR is based around, I think it's like 4 players, if I'm correct. It's like something like that. And that's how you sort of determine that. Yeah, they know a lot of spells. Yeah, they definitely do, Sleepless. So it's like a very tricky line to walk, because it's, in my case, for me, I usually end up with like 6 players sometimes, and you kind of have to like really make adjustments for campaigns. And look, I think one of the funniest things I will say as a DM is it's okay to cheat. You're the DM, you're allowed to cheat, you make the rules, so cheat. So it's like, I think one of the funniest things was I ran a campaign and my players did way too much damage. We were playing a I think it was Final Fantasy D20, which is a Pathfinder homebrew thing that someone made to make it Final Fantasy. Here's the problem. There's not a lot of crowd control available in that system. So how do they compensate? Oh, just everyone just deals crazy damage. And it's like, great, but there's a problem now. So you'll have one guy who gets to attack 4 times a round, and he's dealing about 80 damage a hit, and this monster is supposed to have 500 HP. So you know what I did? I jumped him up to 5,000 HP.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yep. You gotta let everyone have their turn.
And you're allowed to do that.
Exactly.
And you're allowed to do that because you're the DM and you make the rules.
Yep. And why would a dragon ever engage adventuring parties head on? Exactly. You see what I mean? Yeah. What you do for boss battles is you have a copy of each player's character sheet and do a mock battle. That's interesting. I haven't done that before, but I can definitely say I have at least done some test damage rolls on players to like get an idea for how much damage they would be doing. The shadow boxing. True. But yeah, you end up in situations like that where you kind of like need to test the waters and see, well, what can I throw at the party and, will they live,
Yeah. Oh, wait. Dizzy's asking, did you make the dice already? I stopped making the dice because Dizzy asked me to make something.
Are you making a CD?
Well, yes, because Mizzy said that I should make CD. And I didn't know that she was playing a goof on me until I see. Yeah, so now we're here.
Well, is it a shiny CD at least?
It's a nothing CD. It's a shape of a CD. So
you know what? Fair enough. That's good enough for me.
After she did that to me, I'm not finishing it now.
Also, man, yeah, that's a mood, Sleepless. That is a mood.
Yeah, I like all the D&D talk is. It makes plus I have this Hollow Knight music background, so I really just want to write the campaign. Which, by the way, is like knowing that there are other like creators out here and other like streamers that are also interested in D&D is kind of just like it's like reigniting the flame. I really want to get back into writing it.
Yeah, no,
it's obviously like a time
I've had
thing,
that too.
Still.
Yeah, no, like I've recently kind of had that too, where I kind of lucked out that I connected with a couple of people who do D&D, who stream them playing solo TTRPGs or other things like that. And I think it's awesome that I didn't really know there was this type of community that was out there. And it's awesome, because you're able to like learn other ways people play tabletop games. Like, I had no idea there were ways for you to sit down and play D&D solo if you wanted to, or if not even D&D, like other systems that are out there that you can play. And I felt like, wow, a whole new world has just opened up for me. I had no idea about that. So maybe at some point I'd probably end up doing one of those on a stream too, just to even give that a shot.
Awesome. That'd be so cool.
Also, no.
I wonder how you...
Mizzy, no way. You love D&D, but your session got canceled. No.
I just said that to her. Well, yeah. Unfortunate that the session got canceled. Yeah. But I was saying, like, there you go. Look, there's another person that likes D&D. They just keep on popping up where...
No, it's great.
And to kind of, like, step away from the actual game itself, but more like how, like I guess you can say, like, how the how the world views the game. It's just, like, not... I mean, it has gotten more popular over the years.
Oh, yeah. No, it's definitely gotten more. Just also, thank you for the redeems. Hydrate check, everybody, and posture check. Thank you. I have to stop myself from sitting, hunching over my desk. I have to be good. And also, cheers, mate. I'm going to crack open a sparkling water.
Ooh,
hell yeah.
Very fancy. Very nice.
Super new to it, to be fair.
It's like when I was growing up, it was easier to find people to play D&D with because there were like-minded individuals that I was friends with for a while, and even though it took some like I would say like pressuring to get them to play, it gave me like it's so okay. Well, I'll say this right. I haven't, other than that one friend group that I had played D&D with, I have not found anybody to actually like sink into a campaign and like legitimately play it all the way through, or at least the most part through. Yeah. And it sucks so bad because there, like, realistically, there aren't a lot of people that like like the game. You hear a lot of people say like, "Oh, fuck, you play what the fuck? Get on Warzone, bro. What the fuck? Dude. Like, come on now."
It's funny you bring that up because in my case, I've kind of had some interesting back and forth where for me, I got into D&D. I've always been a fan of like RPGs and other things like that. Hell, my whole channel that I've been streaming videos or streaming games is literally just me going through a lot of older RPGs, whether it be older Final Fantasies and stuff like that. So when my friends got me into TTRPGs, I was like, it's that, but with more freedom, and I have the system to make something. I'm not a game designer, not by any chance, but it lets me write a story that's fun for like me and my friends and like a whole bunch of other stuff where they get to enjoy something that I'm writing. And for me, that I used to do a lot of creative writing, it lets me feel like this is another outlet for me to sort of not just write a story for myself, but to share it with my friends and have them be active participants in it to make a better story. At least that's how I say it. I know, very silly, goofy way to think about it, but you know, that's just one way for me to sort of get into it. Also, hold on, I'm just catching up on chat here with Mizzy.
Chat, yeah.
Let's see, hold on. Let's see. You don't know if you could do another streamer one because your current one, you're way too shy to roleplay or anything. You're getting new to it. It's just being streamed makes you nervous. That's fine. And I'm not gonna lie. For me, on Monday, when I did my first session for like a Westmark Just 5e campaign, it was streamed, and I'm going to be honest, I was nervous too because I had never done a streamed D&D campaign before, let alone actually role-playing in voice, where most of the time our interactions would be through chat. So it was definitely a very different experience for me, and it was fun. It's sometimes nice, you know, I will say, when it comes to a stream campaign, there is a couple of things you do have to note where, one, this is a show for everyone, so you kind of have to, you know, make sure that we're keeping a little bit of a pace if we have a goal, or depending on if it's that type of campaign where you're giving the players room to sit down and chat and chew the scenery, you know, you just got to make sure it just works out. It's a lot of back and forth and just finding what works right for you. But I totally get it, and I think you'll be fine, okay? You just got to find your little bit to wedge your way in, okay?
It's also cool, though, because in D&D, you can make, like you said this, you can make anything you want. So you can make any character you want. You can technically make... Dude, if you don't want to roleplay, play a Kenku. They don't even speak, bro. That's perfect.
Yeah, and you
they
can
barely
even just
speak.
Yeah, and if anything, you could just okay. Not only would it be like you don't even speak, you could even just describe what your character's doing as like maybe an emote or what they're doing specifically. Like I know. One of the more interesting characters that one of my friends had been playing, my friend Joe, who was on stream yesterday, he, in one campaign we played, was a Warforged, and his whole character's premise was he was someone that is a construct, but was harboring the souls of many people, so he would be able to shift personalities to a different person depending on the scenario. But when he wasn't doing that, he was very calculated, a robot, essentially. But that led for more interesting interaction when our DM had us basically pit into like a Phoenix Wright situation of we need to prove his sentience, so he's sentient enough that they won't try to dismantle him, but also not too sentient that they will try to dismantle him, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, 100%. But that's also fun though, because it doesn't always mean that you have to play a character that's necessarily like, like I don't know, you don't have to put on an accent, you don't have to do like any of these things that like a lot of other like streamers do. Like for instance, Critical Role. I know they're all voice actors, so they all have like you know. They're super good at it, but like it doesn't need to be like that.
I have to crash out about one thing on this, and I'm going to tell you this, and I don't want you or anyone else in the chat to sort of feel bad about this. You are not Matt Mercer, okay? That's the number one thing I have to say, because I feel like as good as Critical Role is that it's got people back through the door and like gotten them to like check it out and get into D&D and tabletop, the one thing I do have to really stress to everyone is, remember, you're not Matt Mercer. You don't have to be a professional voice actor or have like a big studio or budget. You can just have everyone come together, play D&D, and you don't need to make the fancy voices if you can't do it. It helps if you want to, but you see what I mean. You can just mostly, run a story for your friends, because at the end of the day, you're trying to have fun with your friends. You know what I mean? You're not trying to run a show on the internet, unless you want to stream it. But you see what I mean, though?
Yeah, no, 100%. They definitely set like a certain standard for like all D&D players, not even just like streamers, because like and I remember like watching kind of like a talk with Matt Mercer, and he was like, believe it or not, I met him. It was fantastic.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was like such a little fanboy. Well, I met the majority of the cast of Critical Role. It was pretty awesome. But like, I remember him doing a talk with somebody, some other DM, and it was, okay, Dizzy wants a hot dog. Okay,
go for it. Hell yeah.
Dizzy wants a new file.
Oh, let's go. Okay. The hot dog sked.
Okay, do you actually mind if I put a break on that thought and do this hot dog real quick?
No problem. Go for it. How much time you got left on that 10-minute clock? You got this.
Well, I got 10 minutes now.
Oh, go for it. Don't worry. I will keep everyone entertained.
Yes. Entertain. Okay.
So yeah, like, if anything, like, Mizzy, don't worry about it, okay? You'll find your way. It'll be fine. And you'll do good, okay? I believe in you. I trust you. And, yeah, like, sort of what I was saying when it comes to, like, can you have ketchup on it? That's funny. But when it does come to like talking about things like, I guess sort of the effect of like Critical Role and like other stream D&D campaigns, yeah, the number one piece of advice I could give you as a DM, or at least like if you're a player, don't feel like you need to overcompensate. Don't ham it up. You don't need to go like too crazy with it. Okay, you can have fun, and remember, if you're playing with your friends, you're here to have a good time. Okay, and that's the most important thing or piece of advice I could ever give out anyone on this, because along with don't over prepare, the only other best advice I could give you as a DM is the simplest thing, and it's okay to say no. And I say that in the nicest way, because as a DM, you sometimes need to know when to sort of draw boundaries, whether it be regarding content in the campaign, whether it be with players' attitudes or something that is being done. Like, if you're being annoying, don't annoy the DM. Why? I'm the DM. I make the rules. But you see what I mean? There's things around that. And your go-to when you're not being streamed? Oh, hell yeah, I bet. I bet you're both adorable and unhinged in the campaign. Oh, I can imagine that. Oh, friend, what's this? Is it tasty? Can I eat it? And I guess, to sort of talk about something like that as well. When it comes to like finding a game, I know some people usually use like either like the Roll20 boards. I think there's a couple of like subreddits where people try to find games or join like other Discord servers for that. In my opinion, that's also a vetting process type of deal. You know what I mean? It kind of depends on like, what type of game are you looking for? What system are you playing? As well as like, I haven't joined a public game myself, so I can't quite give you that take. But I know some people try to vet. Maybe they'll do like a sit-down interview, and I know that sounds ridiculous. It's like, what is this, a job? But, you want to make sure you're finding the right people to play the game with, because you want to feel comfortable. Because let's be honest, I think the best thing I could tell a new player who's getting into D&D, feel comfortable role-playing, and it's okay if you're like, oh, this is cringy, I'm being a nerd, I'm role-playing, and it's like, that's why you're here. Everyone's here too to do the same thing, so don't feel uncomfortable about it. And if you feel like, oh, maybe I'm not good at role-playing, don't worry about it. You get better over time. It just takes a little practice. That and finding your niche. What type of character do you like to play? The little bits there. Hold on, I gotta pull up on my end so I could see the process for Dan. I'm very curious how he's going with this.
Oh, dude, it's not going good. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, I see. It's a cylinder. Okay, maybe like shave off the edges a little bit there. Yeah. Oh, okay. There we go. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing the vision.
Here.
Yeah. There we go.
That's the shape of the dog right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm just gonna put a slight
Mm-hmm.
one of these right here, right?
Yeah.
Down a little bit. Put a little pebble in there.
Oh hell yeah!
These right here. Boom.
Yeah,
Hot dog,
there we
right?
go. That's
Right?
what it's looking good at.
Put a,
Oh, the little bend, yeah. Would you eat this glizzy? Damn. Wait, no, hold on. I gotta land that right. Would you eat this glizzy dizzy?
Oh, wait.
You guys are killing me. You guys are too funny. Also, let's see, you tried to play DVD with your friends twice and it fell through both times. Oh, that's rough, Dizzy. I hope next time's a charm, you know? You got this.
Dude, everything is bugged.
Oh,
My
no.
Maya isn't working anymore. Nothing's working.
Bro, rip Maya. You know what that means. Quick save reload.
Bro, this is insane.
Look,
Nothing's
man.
even closing.
Look,
My
look,
computer is just like...
Look, you gotta hit it like it's Fallout, bro. You gotta take every single drug, quick save, then pull the trigger, reload.
You know what? Fantastic idea. I'll find every drug that I could possibly find.
There you go. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
your hot dog was so powerful it crashed his art. I can't believe you did that. Dizzy, why would you do such a thing? The Dizzy Glizzy broke the PC. That's not cool. Now Mizzy's gonna be sad. I can't believe, bro, you guys are making me freestyle. Damn, I can't believe it. Rap God here. About to call me MF Vice.
I'll give it another try. If Maya isn't fixed and Dizzy, I promise you this is going to happen in the next stream. Literally frame 1 for 10 minutes I will or the second that you enter the stream, I will drop everything and make this hot dog for you. I do not know why this is not working. I'm trying.
What is For Honor Duel? I don't know. Oh wait, I know. Well, okay. Well, I know what For Honor is. For Honor Duel. I think it's a 1v1 mode, right? Or something like that. I don't know.
It sure is. It's one of my
Your redeems.
Yeehaw!
Oh. Shut up, Pockets! No, this guy, dude. It kills me. There's a short that I ended up putting together where it was during my birthday stream where we were all hanging out and Hawkins decided to give us the cursed information of eating ramen with ranch in it. And it was awful because one of my friends immediately goes, Ramen Ranch, bro?
Ramen Ranch? What the fuck?
Don't Google Ram Ranch.
I'm good.
And he said that, and I started cracking up. I'm like, why would you say it like that? Why would you say it like that? And then the next message Hawkins just throws out there is just yeehaw.
Oh my god.
And we're just dying laughing. I go, man, this birthday is terrible. There was a reason I named the stream the worst birthday ever. Oh man. That was just.
But it's all about the friends we made along the way, right?
Obviously,
like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Oh my god, you're killing me. Oh man,
I'm so wholesome. How am I so wholesome? I just robbed Dizzy out of like 4,000 channel points in the past couple of days.
Wow, that's my streamer
wholesome.
right there. That's my goat. Look at him robbing everyone.
Bro, I am sorry. This is scuffed like to another degree here. It's terrible.
Oh my god! Look, it's okay. It's all right, Dan. I feel like I barely hold things together sometimes too. Don't worry.
It's like honestly, like playing. Even today, I have problems showing Helldivers on stream. But besides that, it's like when you are doing art on stream, you have easily like 10 tabs or like 10 programs open at the same time, and it is like. It's like stress testing my computer. It's insane. Oh,
hold on, I got you. I'll relink it. I think my Nightbot just sniped Hawkins. Hold on. My bad. Hold on. Are you? Oh no, I hope he's not timed that. Hawkins, are you alive out there? Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
Hold up.
Oh no.
Wait. Am I allowed to show this on stream? Yes,
oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You're on.
Okay,
yeah, it's you're good.
Oh my gosh. Keep on showing. See, look, it's scuff. Oh my gosh.
Look, it's okay. Oh no. My bad, Hockey. I can't believe that happened. Dude, that stream was so funny. Look, that's what happens when I end up being in charge of like an SCP foundation, bro. Everyone started to just tell me random jokes and I can't stop laughing, and then I click the wrong monster and then everything kills my employees. It is Hawkins, indeed. How did you know?
Dude, oh my gosh. That's great.
I wonder who could it have been?
That is great.
Oh my god. Look, it's okay.
Never had ranch?
You have inspired me, but I've got... I went from playing like some funk albums to now we're back listening to some Octopath soundtrack.
Wait, who is the Ramen Ranch liker again?
It is.
Hawkins?
Oh, it
wait.
absolutely is.
Wait, okay, wait.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a meme or is that real?
So that's a question for you to ask Hawkins. That one's for you to ask him.
All right, Hawkins. Do we like ranch in our ramen? And there's a right and wrong answer to this, okay? I fear it's real. Gigantify an emote. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Oh my god.
Very good.
The big cat. That's great.
Wait. Bits. What are bits?
I have no idea. They're the magical currency on Twitch.
Wait. Izzy, thank you for the 30 bits to gigantify your emote.
Yo, let's go.
I don't know what a bit is.
It's the bat. Bits are another way to send money.
Send
there
monies?
you go.
Oh, Dizzy's a real one.
Yo,
Hey,
let's go. There you go.
Hey,
It's a pride bit.
Oh my god. Thank you. Thank you, Dizzy.
It's a pride bat for a bit. Okay.
All right. Unfortunately, it's getting a little late for me, so I might call it here. And sorry, this is like I know our chat kind of got like.
Oh no, you're good. Look, thank you for even considering hanging out with me for like an impromptu D&D discussion. Look, I'll tell you what. I usually do these like once a week. I'll do like a hangout stream where people pop in and we can like talk D&D or just say whatever. So by all means, you're more than welcome to hang out with me, man. For that.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me know when you're doing it in the week. I mean, I always try to hop into your streams whenever they're up. But I mean, like,
no
I haven't.
Appreciate you.
Whenever you are talking about D&D, bro, let's get in here. All right, let's do it. I love it.
Bet. Got you for sure, man. So
all right, guys. I'm just gonna say bye and then I'm gonna peace out. So everybody that was from Vice's chat, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it.
Thank you for the follow, Mizzy.
Hey, go, man. Hey, listen.
Appreciate it.
That's fantastic. Yeah, thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate it. It was a fantastic stream. Thank you so much, Vice, for the chat, and thank you for. I mean, I'm not even gonna thank Zoddvt, fuck him, but thank you for playing Helldivers with me earlier. It was fantastic.
Yeah, no problem.
Really fun.
Yeah, no, big shout outs to you. Big shout out to Zodd for helping gather us all together when my man completely forgot to install the game.
Yeah. By the way, he said, "Oh, seven." I wasn't going to say anything about this, but I am going to say something now. All right. In Discord, when you were like, I usually start at 6 or 7 or whatever, and I was like, yeah, I usually start at 12. I was thinking Zod was going to come. I thought he was going to come in with like, hey, we can meet in the middle or something. Yeah. 7's fine, is what he said, and then he showed up 10 minutes late. Yeah. And then he showed up late anyway.
Yeah. That's okay. Also, oh my god, I just realized that I looked at my stream schedule and I'm like, oh my god, I just streamed 7 days in a row. Oh jeez.
Good for you. Good, nice.
Oh man. Good job. That's okay. Tomorrow's my day off. Tomorrow's my day off. I get to rebuild the schedule for next week. But yeah, we'll see what we're playing next week. And obviously I want to set time aside so we can have a nice hangout stream, have people hang out. It's always a ton of fun. And I appreciate it. Definitely appreciate when people hang out with me, and we're always down for that. So yeah, I guess on that note, let me start getting us ready to wrap up on my end too, just so we can I can sort of end off on that.